I got to be honest with you, I've never stayed in a job I didn't love every day. So from the first day I was here until now, it's the greatest place to work. My first day at the East West Center, it was a Sunday. So when I got here, I got word ahead of time that President Obama was going to be on campus. His parents met at the East West Center, and he wanted to meet me and also Charles Morrison at the same time, my predecessor. And they asked me, he said, Richard, how's the new gig? I said, I've been president of the East West Center for 10 hours, and I'm meeting with the President of the United States. A pretty good start. When I first came to the East West Center, I came in 1970, which was the center's 10th year. I was a student, both an MA and a PhD student on 2-year grants each time. But then I was also hired as a research intern and a research assistant, and then a temporary assistant to the dean, and then a longer-term special assistant to the president of the East West Center. I've taken a lot of different paychecks from this place, right? We just did a graduation, mid-year graduation with students last week. Each student talked about their experience. It's the same that I had in 1970. The East-West Center experience is one of the great continuities here. I think you ask any head of organization or anybody in an organization, the biggest challenge of the last couple of years is quite obviously COVID. So I announced at an all-staff meeting, in, if I remember correctly, end of March. And I said, we are going to be closed for activities until summer of 2021. Of course, the obvious one, this is the most important one, we kept people safe. The management team met every day, or literally the core group, every day for months. Because, again, we did not throw our students out. They're international students, they couldn't travel. We're not going to do that. I think one of the biggest accomplishments was that the people came together, they cross-trained, they learned, they were diligent, and our programming has not suffered. We're seeing more people online. We're reaching people who would never be able to fly, couldn't spare the time, their family or job or whatever, could never come here for a conference or meeting. And so we have hundreds, thousands of people we would never have reestablished contact or made contact with the first time because of COVID and going online. Fortunately, I have another job. I start the next day after I leave this place, just like when I came here. I'm going to be on the faculty, a professor on the faculty at the Asia Pacific Center for Strategic Studies. It's the scene is set for, as I say, a new era. I think it is. We're a different place for the next president for leadership. And one of the great strengths that Susie Veras-Lum brings to this organization is that she grew up in Hawaii, but is also very much an international person. So I think that where we've already started building out, and those connections will take off big time under her leadership. And I have a crystal artwork on my desk. It was given to me a long time ago, and it's just a crystal cube with one corner truncated, which means when you look at it, there's all kinds of different angles from the sides. And I pull that out when I say, one thing, this represents the East-West Center. Discussions we have here. Things may look crystal clear, but there's a lot of angles. And those angles are because you're from Nepal or Indonesia or Thailand or New Jersey or whatever, right? But there's a lot of different angles. And one of the great things about the East-West Center, that they are in that matrix where there's clarity between people and among people to hopefully move forward in constructive and dynamic ways.